One of the many issues that I'm particularly concerned about is the large number of unemployed and untrained young people who are living in Porus. But upon closer examination, one notes that the Porus Community Center is being allowed to sit idle. It's being allowed to rot. It is actually being allowed to deteriorate into some kind of decay, while so many of our young people are unemployed and untrained. Essentially, the Porus Community Center has been underutilized and is actually a disgraceful waste of resource while a community such as Porus struggles. This cannot be acceptable. It is untenable. We expect, and in fact, some of us would even demand, that our member of parliament for Central Manchester, in whose constituency the Porus Community Centre sits, takes a proactive and a visionary approach to the redevelopment of that community center so that it can serve as a more or less noble institution for the empowerment of the young people in the community of Porus. This is necessary, and it is just, and it's appropriate, and the time has come for this to occur. There are also other issues such as the local Porus market, which has essentially been abandoned for years. The small farmers, the craftsmen, they have nowhere to sell their products, nowhere to sell their ware. Yet, the market sits idle. The market sits dilapidated. The market was once the nucleus of the socio-economic and even cultural pride of Porus. Many of us grew up knowing the market to be a place where we would gather and coalesce and engage and talk and reflect and see local folks going about their daily activities. Now, the market is essentially inoperable while the community sits and suffers with no facility for the small farmers and the tradesmen and the craftsmen to peddle their wares. This cannot be acceptable. This cannot be good. The market must be reopened. It must become that focal point again in the community where we can aspire to see some rebirth of sort, of some kind of socio-economic rebirth occurring in Porus.
No man, we don't want to talk about the sickness, no man.
Fat now.
Me get fat? No man, hard life. Wait there, hold on a man. You see me I film something for Karen. So, see the gator for the market. Let me see a man. Slims. The Slims don't know me the man, come link me man. I don't want to break the thing man. So, Miss P, I like the star right here. Porus market.
When you come run the place, you want good council boy and MP, you know.
What you say?
You want good MP boy.
Who you vote for nowadays?
A PMP we are vote for man.
Then if you have, then so what you want?
I know man, you want to come run, you want good council boy.
Alright, Glims. Let me let the people them know. Big up. Bless up the Porus market people them. Look, listen. Huh?
If you make them know, you make them know.
Anything you want to do?
Alright, anything you want. Alright.
Miss Dicky, take care here.
I have a BMP boy. When time you come back here?
Alright.
Yeah, go with you.
Yeah, go with me. But hey, me switch no, me. Hey. No, man, me not on outside, I know. Alright. Alright, people. This is the Porus market. Alright, sir. Eh? How much am I charging? Where? Are you running close thing, huh? But I know say I do the close thing, man. How much money we need for left? You want? You mean?
Yeah, man, left money, man. No care about you want left.
A long time I don't say no. How which school man you go together?
You come in that place now.
Which school man you go together?
No, man, we don't go school, man, but we don't want another.
We know that good.
Hey, I'm not today.
I not today.
Hey.
We are come from far.
Take care of yourself, man.
Yeah, man. I'm glad that you do the close thing, man.
Yeah, man.
The market changed though.
Hey.
Change up. We used to be busier when me and you.
Long time, come here, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, bro.
Catch your place.
Yeah, man.
All right, sir. Respect. This is the great Porus market.
Sir Bradford,
What you say?
let's sell out my brother, give praises now.
How the market I go?
Why we are fighting struggle, you know, we left out, but we are trying to overcome it.
You still do the goat and the cow and the pig.
Yeah, and every time.
So how the meat thing looks so empty? Where the meat them
Well,
there?
the meat them in the arm, the fridge, you know, because we don't keep them like flies and trouble them, you know.
Oh, you not keep the meat them after like first time.
No, we don't have one holy pot per counter and the fly and trouble them,
Oh.
you know.
But what kind of meat this?
Beef,
Beef.
yeah.
So people still come here and buy beef like first time back in the days?
Yeah, man, and them buy, man.
And do them buy?
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man.
Cause your woman is there right there so.
Yeah, man, Stanley.
Stanley.
Yeah, man.
And Tom Wright is there
Yes, sir.
right there so.
Tom Wright was here.
Was right there back
Yeah,
in the
man.
days.
Yeah.
And Dickie Nation did it.
Down by the bottom there.
Down here so.
Yeah, man.
So these are the famous Porus market.
Original. Porus.
Original.
Yeah, man.
So all these stalls are empty.
Put them killers on at home.
Oh, so they take the food, they take the meat to Kingston now.
Yeah, because the year start a little bit slow now.
Okay.
So them gone at town now, gone do them transaction, you know?
Okay. So you don't go to Kingston?
No, the base right here.
Okay. So what is this man doing here in the back?
This man only back here clean up some my roast a piece of fish, you know.
Fish.
Yeah.
Remember first time them used to roast the cow, them still do the cow?
Yeah, man, the cow in the one container up there right now.
Who roast it?
This gent come on here.
What you say?
That,
You know me?
Yo, my part, man.
What my name?
This is Daily, man.
Shut up, me no must know you, man.
Let's go to charge you, man.
Oh yeah, so where you roast this up?
Fish and yam.
Fish and yam
And potato.
and
Potato.
potato.
Yeah, red herring. That's how it's in Jamaica.
Yes.
Yes.
Remember here, so them
one
so
rooster, they go catch him picture too now.
when they roast like that,
Yeah.
I see the rooster boss.
You see me now?
Yeah.
Up there, like, woo.
Oh boy.
See, I catch him in my rooster.
That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, man, when he go so. Yeah, man.
So why you put up that food, you know, cause
Yes, man, put
So
it
what
up,
about the
man.
belly? We have goated and belly, you know.
No, you have goat head and belly
I'm mutton.
and mutton.
Yeah.
Then brethren, I want to sell clothes in the market, so. Wait for me now.
One lady over there.
Where you run go? Eh?
Then I'm going to have video too. What you mean? Up and running. Up and running. Up and running. You
So-
know the video?
So tell me something now.
Yeah.
This is a stop there and the market look kind of
Yeah,
empty.
this way, you know?
So which days is the
Fast.
market open?
Open arm on Friday.
And Saturdays?
Yeah.
Why? Where I say?
Well, one part.
Respect, sir.
Yeah.
Respect. So this is the beautiful Porus market with the scallion and peppers, red peas, tomato, onion. Not a lot. Oh, we have coconut jelly. All right. And this is where they have some clothes selling in the Porus market, right here. Not a whole lot of activity. Mr. Mick, this is your star right here. Tell us who you are again.
My name is Mr. Brighty daughter.
Mr. Bert's daughter from Spring Grove.
Spring Grove.
You have a beautiful star here, man.
Thank you.
Nice bananas, yams,
Dashi.
pumpkin, dashi, Irish,
Carrot.
carrot,
sweet potato,
sweet potato,
cabbage,
cabbage,
cucumber, sweet pepper,
sweet pepper, onion,
tomato,
tomato.
and pepper.
Fine. So what's the most expensive thing here? How much a pound for the yam?
Yeah, me say
$100 a pound? And how you sell the banana? By the bunch or by the
You can
finger?
buy by the bunch and you can buy by the hand.
By the hand. How much a hand fee?
$100 hand.
Okay.
And if I'm selling a bunch, you can get a bunch for 4 to 500.
Oh, I see. How the pumpkin sell?
So you can get by the pound and you can get a whole one.
Okay.
Depends on what you're doing with
What
it.
I'm doing. So how long you been doing this?
I'm doing this for 24 years.
You've been selling here for 24 years?
24 years.
Right here?
Yes.
So how has the market changed over 24 years?
Worse.
That's gotten worse?
Worse.
Oh boy.
Every year getting worse and worse.
Mm. Because I noticed that there really aren't many people selling in the market. You are just one of what? 3 people?
3.
Oh,
On Friday, maybe you find our sellers coming.
yeah.
They sell out and go on.
So, this business good for you?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay. And I noticed that the meat era only have one butcher.
Only on today.
Only today.
On Friday, we find like 4.
4. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, Miss Simmet.
Okay.
Thank you for keeping the market up and going.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Glimpse. What you say?
Brantford.
What you say you want to do?
See you.
What you want to see me for?
Your Rasta nephew.
Yes.
Yeah, you knock my way. I'm telling you, anytime you come again, I want to see you.
You want to see me?
Yeah.
What you want to see me about, Glimpse?
I'm nothing special, but I need to see you.
You need to see me.
You sick, you know?
Huh?
Sick now,
All right,
kidney
sir.
problem.
All right, we're going to talk about this. Okay, people, again, this is the slaughterhouse. This is where they used to butcher, kill the cows, whatever, in Porus years ago. Slaughterhouse. And this is the dumpster some people are complaining about. They want to know why the dumpster is here. Why it's at this location.
There are issues such as the bypass that is being constructed and how that bypass will and could cripple any hopes of the socio-economic progress that Porus has been waiting for several decades. There are many people in Rambo and Redberry and St. Tulis and Porus and Trinity whose properties are being directly impacted by this bypass. And these folks feel like they are being mistreated by the bypass team. They don't believe that their concerns are being listened to. In fact, the entire community of Porus has no idea how this bypass will impact our community. Yet, there is an absence of political leadership in Porus. There's an absence of anyone in our community to whom the residents can turn to for any kind of assistance and for any kind of advocacy. This is wrong.
And we don't flip up.
That's what we
We
pay
do
tax.
not.
That we pay taxes.
Yes, no.
That is such
Miss
a
Patterson.
nice word to say.
Miss Patterson.
Taxpayers' money.
Miss Patterson,
Yes, sir.
what I'm saying here is that we do not expect to affect your home. Okay?
All right. So what
End
about
of the
drum?
argument.
All
You
right, what
can
about
stay
drum?
here if you don't want to be affected. Stay here.
I
It's
do.
going through.
I dos.
And you are happy with staying with Roseanne and your mother and your mother. You never tell me your mother name.
No. What
Or
about?
you still not tell me your mother.
What about compensation?
Who is
for-
your mother?
If she decides to stay there, compensation for nuisance.
nuisance compensation, you can talk with the contractor. We don't know nothing about it. All right? Okay? The contractor is required by ENRA to ensure there's no nuisance. No nuisance. No dust nuisance. No noise nuisance. No overwork in the hours. That's what the contractor is required by the government to ensure. I cannot then talk with you about compensation for nuisance. It may be the backside company and you deal with that.
We're not talking
because the
about
backside company are they are the own contractors. We not get into that.
On Monday, one time this tractor here start pushing the amount of noise and dust, and you, Mr. Miles, you tell me say noise and dust now go affect us during the daytime of work.
Roseanne?
Yes, sir.
We can only tell you what the contractor. Interestingly, I was here Tuesday. I never raised that with me.
No, because I couldn't say anything about that because my mother wasn't there. I couldn't speak for myself alone, and it's not me alone. I couldn't
All right,
say.
as I said, we'll come back and talk with you.
So what about the ground? What about the ground? What about the ground? And this property here.
You see, and the community, you know, sir. Because if the community never come, everything will come.
In fact, it is more than wrong. It is immoral. The community has two members of parliament, Mr. Michael Stewart and Mr. Peter Bunting. And these folks were elected to represent the interests of the community. And it's an expectation that they are accountable, that they are responsive, that they are transparent, and that they're effective. That is the essence of representational politics. The capacity of an MP to listen to the concerns of his or her constituent and apply creative and proactive and visionary and indeed transformational solutions to the problems. The people of Porus deserve better, and we are demanding better. Where is Porus heading as a community? Where? Is there even an answer for this question? What is the vision of MP Stewart and MP Bunting for Porus? What are their planned approach for a comprehensive socio-economic transformation of Porus? Who knows their plan? Have they communicated their plans to the people of Porus? This is insulting. This is unacceptable, and this is decidedly intolerable.
To ensure that an election day, everyone in the respective PD turns out early.
Rise up and hear it.
We want to ensure by 12 o'clock we are celebrating.
Yo, PMP, we put up bro. When the PMP them there, everybody, give me the fist, give me the fist, give me the fist. And in the ear, make we sweep for bad mind, make we sweep for the thief in crime, make we sweep for the false promise. Yo, Bunting, get your push broom.
We are in the middle of an election, and we are expected to blindly support a particular political agenda with no regards for how we feel and with no opportunities to be heard. This is insulting, and this is not democracy. Porus is not a garrison community, and progress can only be realized in Porus when those who seek to represent us also respect us. I have been to Ramble and Harmons and quite a few communities in Porus, even Spring Grove, and the roads are in deplorable condition. There have been many occasions where there's no water in the pipe. I was even surprised to learn that there are many children in Porus going to bed hungry at night. There's a high level of unemployment in Porus, high level of poverty in Porus. The schools are under-resourced. Our clinic is under-resourced. Our community has been abandoned. We deserve effective political representation. We must not be seen as a means to the political ends of those who seek to represent us. That is not the approach to politics that we expect in 2020. We must move away from the time capsule wherein we are trapped in some kind of blind and unreciprocated loyalty, where all what we get for support of a particular agenda is more of the same. Where is Porus headed in the next 5 years? Will there be any source of employment for young people? Will the market be reopened? Will the community center be reopened? Will the roads be fixed? Will the schools be resourced? Who have the answers to these questions? Why aren't MP Bunting and MP Stewart answering our questions? Are we supposed to blindly support them? Are we supposed to be that gullible and that naive? Or are we supposed to be intelligent, sophisticated persons who seek to engage them in respectful and courteous discourse on the issues that impact our community? It is intolerable that the community center is being allowed to rot. It is intolerable that the market is being allowed to rot. It is intolerable that young men and women in Porus exist without hope. No opportunities for meaningful employment. It is intolerable. The little boys and girls go to bed hungry in Porus. It is unacceptable that they walk on roads that are dilapidated on their way to school or on their way to church. It is intolerable that there is no reliable water supply in Porus. It is intolerable that the small farmer has nowhere to sell his produce while the market sits and decay. Let us, as a community, understand these issues and let us hold our members of parliament accountable to represent us. They serve us. We don't serve them.
And look at something, but I don't know if it's because see all the road them here. I know so see Jane them. They send come do Christmas work. And it's like the drain them if it dig out.
Yes.
And clean out that's the water can run.
Yes.
You understand what I'm talking about? And then do all them something that you must really have same way. So
yes.
It actually don't make no sense to me.
Yes.
Them they should like dig out and
yes.
you have a drain because that will mash up the road them back to.
So what you want to see done in Porus in order for Porus to develop and grow as a progressive community?
I like we see them infrastructural wise, you see. In a Porus for the community center up there something. It did it, you see?
Yes.
Alright, now it's on a basic school up there and then play football up there. That community center should be a vocational training center. Now man. And then just have it lock up and on go Mr. Barnett them wanna be a play football. And no vocational training center no up there. The whole big old community center did it intact. You understand what I'm talking about? They no do nothing for youth them man. You understand what I'm talking about? Yeah, they no do nothing for youth them. The youth them have to just dip on the street and who can help they say. Yeah. Then help nobody else. You know you'd have people like politicians, you know say you have one like a garment factory.
Yes.
You understand what I'm talking about? Or you have that vocational training center where you train a couple mechanics.
Yes.
You understand? And you train a couple plumbers.
Yes.
And you train, you know,
yes.
them kind of people there.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yes, and deal with the infrastructure to accommodate that. You understand?
Yes.
Porus on the main street. from east to west, you know, if you not drive on the north coast, you know, this is the only town you can bypass.
I see.
From
That's
all
good.
through the years. All now. You understand what I'm talking about?
But you mentioned bypass.
Eh?
You mentioned bypass. You have any opinion on the bypass road, the proposed bypass road?
Well, the PMP government, you see,
Yes.
they set up everything already for it start. And then my man come and install it.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the one round there, so the watch you one.
Yes.
Then done that, and me hear them attack with you, so then soon come do this one.
Yes.
Right now, we really not hear nothing much about it. You understand? Because this one if you start before they watch you one.
You think it's a good idea?
Well, travel time. Although it's expensive, it's very expensive to travel on the toll road out here. You understand? But in travel time, you're doing good, but at the same time, commerce will get a beat.
Yes.
You understand? Will get a real beat. All of them are here good at good. And plus, the backside company in the home up the south, that is Windalco.
Yes.
It's locked down. You understand? So
yes.
A bypass or building now Porus actually out on one ghost town, like you know.
Yes.
You understand what I'm talking about?
What about crime in Porus? Is there an issue of crime?
Tell you the truth. We keep the place locked, you know, because I like all around here so. We don't really wait for no police. And we mobilize the youth, them and say, yo, keep this place free and clear. If you can walk on the road at night time, you want a fence out the road, you must can't get out of your bed and go buy. So, I'm not telling you no lie. You saw one and two little loose man come in more time and do a thing, but
yes.
You understand what I'm talking about?
Yes.
But when it comes to crime, Porus good.
Yes.
To all the other area.
Yes.
You understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah, me hear you.
Yes, you can in your bed and get up and walk out the street.
Yes.
Go buy a cheese and all that kind of something. So me not really say, and the youth them cooperate. Yeah man, the youth them cooperate.
Yes.
So me not yeah, one or two little loose man come through more time. You know?
Yeah.
And go on like that.
So you said them work on the pipe now, Copper Grove Street?
Yeah man, and they may work on some up. So cause what they do, they lock off the pipe. And then they do a whole heap of work. All like bus one then.
Yes.
So all 2-3 days.
But a long time ago on that problem, about?
Yeah, because of the whole system.
Yes.
You hold the whole pipe, and then change it out. We like our fire something over daily when they put in the 6.
Yes.
And then think about up your whole system. The body, so the new pressure them now bust them up regular. So that is the problem some of the time.
Yes.
Most of the time right now. But
yes.
What they used to do is lock you up today and fix that one. Lock you up tomorrow and fix that one. But what they do now, they will lock you up for 1, 2 days. They walk on spot within there.
Yes.
And then they lock you off for 1, 2, 3 days and just fix one portion of them.
Yes.
And then turn it on back.
Yes.
But by the time they fix them, they don't have to change.
Yes.
And the same thing again.
Yes.
But that just because of the whole system.
Yes.
You understand? It always happens.